What it is, it's your boy True McFadden, aka Durag True, with True Be Talking. And in this video, I gotta give my reaction to the Raymond Muratalla versus Andy Cruz fight. Hey yo! I said, hey yo, we had a pretty good weekend of boxing. I just gotta talk about it. Of course, you know I gave my prediction for the Raymond Muratalla versus Andy Cruz fight. I came out wrong, but I'm gonna get into that a little bit later. First off, I want to talk about Zuffa boxing. Zuffa boxing is being aired on Paramount Plus. There's a lot of, Saturday night they had their very first event. Had quite a few fights on the event. A lot of good fights on the event as well. Not a lot of big names. I saw some people complaining about, they don't have any big names over there just yet. That's fine. Before I even get into it, let me start this by saying, first of all, I love boxing, right? I just love boxing. I don't care who it is. I can watch two no-name motherfuckers get in the ring and fight. I just love boxing. I love to watch a fight. And it's mainly because it's so much that can happen in a fight, in a boxing match. It's a lot of up and down. You get to see guys struggle. You can see guys think and come up with new game plans. You get to see just a lot of adjustments and defense, and it's a lot going on in a fight. And what separates boxing, to me, what separates boxing a little bit from like basketball and football and all the other sports, is those sports, you're gonna score until the time runs out. You play until the time runs out, right? In boxing, one wrong move, one punch, the fight could be over. You know what I'm saying? First round, this shit could be over with right now. If you get caught, if the person get caught with the right thing. So I personally just love boxing. So if you're giving me a chance to watch even more boxing in different places, and you have good fighters and you're making good matchups, I'm all in. So I'm loving Zuffa boxing so far. The first event was good. It gave us a lot of fights, and they're pitting the best against the best. There's no cherry picking. I've won these fights, so you're gonna be the B-side, and no, none of that shit. We just fighting, bro. Are you better than him? What's your rank? Is you rank right here? You rank right here? Y'all two gotta fight. None of that. Well, he don't bring no crowd, and he don't fuck all that. We gonna fight. Y'all gonna fight, and that's it. So I'm with it so far. I love it. One thing that I really liked about the presentation, they have commentary with Andre Ward and Max Kellerman. You could tell, like I said, the first event, you could tell Andre Ward, he's a little rusty, not necessarily rusty, but he's new to the commentating game, and you can kind of hear Max Kellerman kind of bringing him along and showing him the ropes. But once they get their timing down and they get a better feel for each other on air, I think the commentating with Andre Ward, who doesn't want to hear Andre Ward talk about fighting, bro? Like, yeah, most definitely. So I think it's going to be really dope moving forward. They have another event coming up this Sunday, actually, February 1st. They'll have an event February 1st, and they'll have another one February 13th. And it's kind of like an inaugural, I guess, tournament type thing that they're going on, so they can get their rankings in order. Is what I'm thinking, but I'm not sure. But I definitely enjoyed watching those fights on Saturday. I actually went over to, while I was on YouTube, I went over to Showbiz the Adult. Shout out to Showbiz the Adult. He streamed and commentated on some of the fights while they was going on. And yeah, it was a good event, man. It was really dope. One thing I don't too much care for, which I know a few people talked about this or expressed their dislike for it, but to me, I didn't care for it, but it's also not a big deal. They're not allowing them to have personalized trunks. They have black trunks and white trunks with the Zuffa label on the back of them. So there wasn't no personalized trunks, personalized outfits walking out, which is fine with me. Like, I'm cool with that. I do like the personalized trunks and all that, but if that's what I got to sacrifice to get good fights and good matchups and even more fights and more matchups, fuck it, bro. I don't need that. We good. But yeah, they definitely are streaming. Zuffa boxing is streaming on Paramount Plus right now. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of those events, more of those fights. Now to the main thing, my main topic for this video, Raymond Muratalla versus Andy Cruz. That was a really good fight as well. Before I get into the main event, first off, I just want to say Zaquan Moses boxed on this undercard. I think he was on a prelim fight. Yo, that dude is serious, man. I think he's at 130 pounds. He's fast. He's strong. He's ready to fight. He's down to stand in there and exchange with you. He's not looking to just dance around or run around and use his feet a lot. He definitely can use his feet, but he's looking to scrap with you. He's Shakur Stevenson's little cousin, you know what I'm saying? So already, I guess you could say they got that boxer blood in them a little bit. So, but yes, Zaquan Moses, definitely looking forward to seeing him get some more competition, get a few more fights. He fought early this, in January, so hopefully we get to see him a couple more times this year. I want to talk about the main event, Andy Cruz versus Raymond Muratalla. So, of course, I did a prediction for this fight. I did a prediction video for this fight. I didn't do a prediction video. That's a lie. I did a quick little prediction the night of the fight. But I did pick Andy Cruz to win this fight. I picked Andy Cruz to win it because, like I said, even in that video, I did say I felt he was a little more polished than Raymond. I felt like he could be a little slicker, which when it comes to standing in and exchanging, I feel like he could probably win those exchanges by getting his punches off and dodging Raymond's punches. And I felt he should have did that, and that happened a few times where they got into some really good exchanges. Raymond came out better in some of them. I think Andy Cruz might have came out better on the majority of them, but on a couple of, I think it was actually really back and forth. Raymond came out on a couple of them. Andy Cruz came out on a couple of them. I think if Andy Cruz would have stood his ground and got into those exchanges a little more, I think he could have ended up winning the fight. But Raymond Muratalla fought a great fight. He kept the pressure on. He was slick. He was strong. He was fast. I mean, this was a back and forth fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, really back and forth, which is the outcome of it. Like, I'm not mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad that they found Muratalla as the winner. They decided he was the winner. But the scores was the most ridiculous shit ever, bro. So, I of course, with a fight that close, I definitely had to go back and rewatch it. So I did. I went back and rewatched it. I actually kept my scorecard this time. And this time, when I kept my scorecard, I end up, because the first time I watched, like I said, the first time I watched the fight, I like to just watch it, be in the moment, seeing what I see, judging it based off how I'm seeing each round. And then the next day, I'll go back and watch the replay and keep my card and score it. You know what I'm saying? So just from watching it Saturday night, to me, it looked like a draw. It was probably one of the hardest fights I've scored. That was one of the toughest fights I've seen because it was so back and forth. One guy does one thing good, the other guy come right back and do something good, just as good, and it was pretty much like that throughout the entire fight. So I ended up on my scorecard. I ended up having it a draw. I did have 2 rounds where I had 2 rounds where there was a draw round, which was the 9th round and the 11th round. I gave both of those rounds a draw. Like I didn't see where either one of them actually pulled out or did a little better than the other did in those 2 rounds. And honestly, a bunch of those rounds could have went that way. But I did. Let's see. I gave Andy Cruz the first round. I gave Muratalla the 2nd and 3rd. I gave Cruz the 4th and 5th. Muratalla the 6th and 7th. I gave Cruz the 8th. Then, of course, the 9th round, I gave it a draw. I gave the 10th round to Cruz. 11th round, another draw. And I gave the 12th round to Muratalla. That's my card. Like, that's how I saw it. And I guess that's also maybe how Max DeLuca saw it. Because he had to score. His scorecard was 114. He called it a draw. But, and I can see where you can see, bro, that was definitely a draw fight. But Steve Weisfeld and Tim Cheatham, disagreed. And their scores were crazy. Steve Weisfeld, he had his score for the fight 116-112, which for a fight that close, that's ridiculous. I feel like if you're not gonna call it a draw, the only score that you could come up with for that fight that happened is 115-113. Like, it's really that close. It was that close of a fight. I feel like the only other score, if it's not a draw, 115-113 is all you can come up with. But he came up with 116-112. That's bad, but it is not as bad as fucking Tim Cheatham. This bitch came up with 118-110. 118-110? Bro, what fight are you watching? Are you watching the fight? Are you even watching the fight, dude? 118-110 and nobody touched the canvas? Nobody got a knockdown? And that's the score you came up with? The man had to be watching another fight on his fucking phone, bro. Like, he had to be. A fight that close, that back and forth, and like when I say this fight was close and back and forth, I went back, like when I did my rewatch on Sunday, even then I had to go back and rewind some rounds. Some of those rounds I had to go back and rewatch them again just to make a decision. Like, that fight was really, 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 really close. Nobody really got visibly hurt. So nobody locked knees and all that or stumbling. So nobody ever really got in real trouble. Nobody, like I said, nobody was knocked down. There were no cuts. Their faces, both of them looked like they were just been in a fight. It was a really good, competitive, strong fight. And these are the type of fights that we need moving forward for boxing. These are the type of fights we need. We need the best fighting the best. You could tell that it was very high level boxing. You could tell that there was a lot of skill in that ring between the two fighters, and they put it all out there. They put it all on display. It just sucks that we have that good of a fucking fight and it ends up with judgments like this. Like I said, like, if you saw the fight for Raymond, cool. Like, I'm not mad at that. If you saw it for Cruz, cool. I'm not mad at that, because it was literally, you can literally have one round where you saw something a little different. Not even a round, a moment in one of the rounds. You might have gave somebody the edge in just a few moments in each round, because the fight was so back and forth. But 118-110 and 116-112 in a clearly even fight, that is crazy. That is ridiculous. It wasn't the worst. That was the worst scoring I saw. But the fight before that, though, the co-main event, which was Khalil Cole and Jesse Hart, that was a terrible robbery too. They gave Khalil Cole a win. They just gave it to him. Like, the man had a point taken away and everything in the fight and was getting his ass kicked. Up until the certain moment, he did have some good moments, but for the majority of that fight, he got his ass kicked, and he also lost a point in that fight for body slamming Jesse Hart. And they gave this man the win. And I mean, if that's where we are, bro, if that's how we're gonna continue to keep going when it comes to these judgments, bro, y'all gonna lose fans, bro. Boxing is gonna continue to lose fans. Like, that's the most ridiculous thing ever, bro. You can't have that happening, fam. Like, if they're gonna give us the good fights, let's also get some good judges out there too, because this is 118-110 for that fight is absolutely ridiculous. I personally think the man needs to be fired and investigated in that order. In that order, fired and investigated, bro. Like, how the hell did you get 118-110 out of that fight with no knockdowns? Like, that was the most ridiculous shit ever. But all in all, very entertaining fight. Very entertaining weekend for boxing. We got another good weekend coming up. We got Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Of course, I'll be giving my prediction for that fight. I'm also going to do a prediction for Keyshawn Davis versus Jermaine Ortiz. All that is happening this Saturday on the Zone. Definitely going to be watching. Definitely going to be tuned in. Can't wait for it to happen. Ready to see what Shakur and Teofimo about to do, man. I think that shit going to be lit. But that's all I have for this one, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend. This has been your boy Durag True, man, and I'm out.